Have you ever felt that there's something invisible holding you back, as if there were a boundary between the life you're living and the life you could be living? Jacobo Grinberg, with his bold exploration of consciousness and reality, left us a profound legacy, the understanding that the human mind can be both a bridge and a prison. And here lies the key to manifesting what you truly desire. Sometimes you have to be a bad person. Don't be alarmed, it's not about being bad in the conventional sense. It's not about hurting or destroying. Being bad means breaking with the conditioning that has kept you trapped in a cycle of complacency, fear, and mediocrity. It means taking control of your own narrative and rewriting it, even if it means defying the expectations of those around you. From the moment we're born, we sign a social contract. This contract promises love, acceptance, and belonging, but it has a price: our conformity. We grow up learning that being a good person means not causing trouble, not asking for much, not standing out too much. But have you noticed that behind this mask of goodness, many people give up on their greatest dreams? Imagine that since childhood, someone has laid brick by brick an invisible wall around you. This wall is made up of phrases like "don't be selfish," "be humble," "don't draw attention." These ideas, however well-intentioned, shape behaviors that keep you within safe but restrictive boundaries. Socially accepted goodness is often confused with obedience. We've been taught not to make waves, not to question, not to reach too high for fear of being judged or rejected. But have you ever stopped to think about everything you've postponed out of fear of not fitting in? In this context, being bad is not what it seems. It is a conscious act of rebellion. It means rejecting the mold others have prepared for you and daring to dream and act big. But what does that look like in practice? The first thing is to challenge the belief in shared mediocrity. Do you remember those moments when you tried to share an ambitious dream and were met with skeptical looks or discouraging comments? "That's too difficult," they said, or maybe, "that's not realistic." This isn't a coincidence, it's a manifestation of the social contract. Shared mediocrity gives a sense of comfort. If everyone is struggling equally, no one has to face the challenge of being more. But you were not born to stay on that frequency. Your true essence knows something bigger is waiting for you. So dare to break the chains of sameness. Living according to others' expectations may seem safe, but it's a trap. Society invites you to follow a predictable path: education, work, stability. But this path rarely allows you the space to truly explore who you are or what you could create if you were faithful to your essence. Being bad here means saying, "I don't accept this path as my only destiny." It doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities, but making choices aligned with your authentic desires, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Part of awakening is understanding that the universal intelligence does not respond to your goodness. It responds to your frequency. The universe doesn't reward blind obedience or superficial morality. Instead, it responds to the energy you emit, your thoughts, your emotions, your deepest beliefs. If you spend your life trying to be a good person by others' definitions, you inevitably emit a frequency of submission and limitation. Think of it like a radio station. If you're always tuned to the channel of mediocrity, you'll attract experiences that reinforce that reality. To manifest an extraordinary life, you need to change the station. But changing your frequency requires courage, the courage to be bad by the standards of those who want you to remain the same. To begin this journey of liberation, it's crucial to identify the invisible chains that bind you. Here's a simple exercise: pause and reflect. Think of a wish or dream you've suppressed. What's your justification for not pursuing it? Maybe you tell yourself, "It's not the right time," or "I don't want to seem selfish." Ask yourself, whose voice is that really? Then recognize the emotions that limit you. Feelings like guilt, fear, or shame are often signs you're obeying an external command, not an authentic desire. These feelings are not innately yours. They are the result of years of social programming. Finally, visualize your freedom. Close your eyes and imagine what your life would be like if you weren't afraid of rejection or judgment. What would you do? Who would you disappoint? If you want to manifest an authentic life, the message is clear. You have to free yourself from the social contract and be brave enough to be bad. This isn't an invitation to insensitivity or selfishness, but to radical honesty with yourself. Once you detect these invisible chains, it's time to adjust your frequency and become the conscious creator of your reality. Being bad is nothing more than reprogramming your mind and emotions to align with what you really desire. Before moving forward, I want you to pause. Visualize for a moment what your life would look like if you already had everything you long for. What emotions come up? How different do you feel from who you are now? That difference is your frequency, and the work we're about to do is to close that gap. The reality you experience right now is simply the station you're tuned into. But what happens if you decide to change the channel? Everything you need to shift something in your life is to adjust that signal, and that starts within you. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs act as antennas. If you constantly think, "I can't," or "that's not for me," you're sending the universe the signal that you want to remain where you are. But when you choose thoughts of possibility and authenticity, you emit a new signal that the universe cannot ignore. This is where the challenge of being bad comes in. The world has conditioned you to believe that feeling worthy of your dreams, prioritizing your desires, or aiming for something big is selfish or arrogant. But it's not. To manifest what you desire, you must give your inner being permission to shine without restrictions. Changing your frequency isn't about repeating empty affirmations or positive thinking without genuine emotional work. It's a deeper process involving inner transformation. You need to identify and remove your limiting beliefs and then reconfigure your identity. Identity is one of the most powerful factors in manifestation. You cannot manifest something different if you still see yourself as the person living your current reality. To change your frequency, you must start acting, thinking, and feeling like the version of yourself who already lives that desired reality. And to achieve this, you need to work with your emotions. It's not enough to think about what you want. You must feel it as if it were already here. The mind creates reality by merging thought and emotion. Work on your frequency and pay no mind to those who try to hold back your aspirations. Manifesting the life you desire may make others uncomfortable. When you change your frequency, you inevitably alter the dynamic with people and situations tuned to different frequencies. Not everyone around you will be ready to celebrate your growth. Some will feel threatened because your transformation highlights the areas where they themselves feel stuck. This doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, it means you're breaking with the social contract that prioritizes acceptance over authenticity. Sometimes manifesting something new requires letting go of the old relationships, habits, and beliefs that no longer align with your new frequency. This can be painful, but it's necessary. Think of a tree in winter. It loses its leaves not because it's dying, but because it's preparing for a new growth cycle. Likewise, every time you let go of something that no longer serves you, you create space for something better. One of the biggest obstacles in the manifestation process is the desire for external approval. How many times have you avoided making an important decision because you feared what others would think? Here's the paradox. The more you seek external validation, the more you disconnect from your inner power. Bad people understand that they don't need anyone's permission to pursue their dreams. Instead, they seek alignment with themselves. True validation comes from knowing that you're living in coherence with your deepest self. To manifest, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Every small thought, emotion, and action you take in the direction of your desired reality is a step toward tuning into the right frequency. Manifestation isn't about doing magic. You are the magic. Every thought you choose, every belief you adopt, every emotion you embrace is creating your reality right now. If you understand this, write in the comments, "I am the magic." As long as you hold on to this truth, nothing can stop you. If there's something in your life you don't like, change it. Manifest something new. You can do it. You are the magic. The first step to consolidating your frequency is to develop a constant awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Think of it as taking a daily inventory of your energy. Many people let their emotional state be dictated by external circumstances, which disconnects them from their inner power. Upon waking, take a few minutes to observe how you feel. Ask yourself, what emotions predominate in me today? That will set the tone for your day, so be sure to start off right. Clear your mind of whatever bothers you and fill yourself with thoughts that activate positive feelings in you. Design your environment your way. Your physical surroundings are a reflection of your internal state. A cluttered space, toxic people, or unhealthy habits can sabotage your progress. Get rid of what you no longer need. Eliminate objects, commitments, and relationships that aren't aligned with the version of yourself you want to manifest. There will come a time when your surroundings won't affect you anymore, because you'll have risen above it all. But until then, make sure your environment supports you and doesn't drain you. Get as close as you can to the version of the life you want, and begin living from that level. Act as if you already were the version of yourself living your desired reality. This isn't pretending, it's energetically aligning with the future you're creating. What decisions would your future self make? How would they handle challenges? What habits would they cultivate? True magic happens when you stop seeing manifestation as something you do, and start living as if you already are the manifestation. This isn't an act of pretense, but one of absolute confidence in your creative power. Remember, life doesn't happen to you, you are creating it. If being authentic, determined, and bold is considered bad, then we're living in an upside-down world. As always, I say goodbye with a big hug in the name of the whole team. Thank you for joining us one more day. See you soon, stay awake,